expected that you had. That's awesome. Welcome, everybody. All right, it is 7 o'clock. We are already recording. Prachi is providing an accessibility copy for her read aloud, for her reading of her poetry. And she has her own introduction, but I want to remind you, for accessibility copies, these are not to be used or cited in any way without the express permission of the author, which is Prachi Kothari, who is logging in this morning from India. It is where it is 7:30 p.m. And so I'm going to turn it over to Prachi.
Mightier than a sword. How many of you really believe it? Those who believe it, that's great. But those who don't believe it, I make that believe it to you. Hello, I'm Prachi Kothari. I'm 11 years old from Mumbai, India. I'm the author of the series The Lightning Bulbs of My Heart, a blogger at exemplaryprachi.blogspot.com, a freelance writer at Fiverr, and a young podcaster of Extraordinary World on Earth, where I spread environmental awareness. What inspired me to write poetry? It was a hobby that I discovered just through the homework given by our English teacher. In it, we had to write a poem on breakfast. It was a difficult task to rhyme it and make a good poem out of the words. It took me a long time, but finally I had composed a great poem. My mother recognized my talent and she challenged me to write more wonderful poems. The target was set as 40. Now this number has been made possible. Today, I might have written about 400 poems, and I would love to share a few of my poems with the audience. So let's begin. My first poem, The Lure of the Extraordinary Peacock. A blue glow that makes everyone say, oh. The peacock's feathers when spread look like they give to the grand blue light, which brings to the watchers a charming smile. When the wet wind with the grand together clap, the scene is extraordinary, incredible fab. The peacock starts dancing, exceptionally arresting. We feel around us an ecstasy fencing. Golden green rays emit from their feathers that we can't stop to gather for perceiving this wondrous sight. It would be marvelous if it could take a sky-high flight. When looking for it, our eyes bounce out and magically stop. The peacock is so magnificent from bottom to top. If it comes dancing on the road, everything from cars to people would be on hold. It spreads out its wings with valor. In us, we need to imbibe that gleaming color. We should not just sit and perch on the tree. Do something outstanding that makes everyone feel glee. Animals should be given importance and cared. Do not let them become extinct and rare. Increase the number of animals and birds, build national parks and sanctuaries where they can freely and happily run. Store the beautiful sights of the peacock in your mind and heart so that these pleasant sights keep coming repeatedly and ever last. My second poem, Happy Teacher's Day. When I looked up at you for the very first time, the time was of playing, drawing and rhymes. You talked to me as a best friend of mine. You show us the path of truth. You teach us lessons of becoming valiant youths. Every smile you show with pleasure, which brings out of me the golden treasure. When we make mistakes, you tell us what is right. Instead of us doing wrong, you illuminate our mind. You help us to read. That makes us lead. I love you for becoming the leaves of my tree. Every glorious life of a child begins from a teacher for beaming on us the glistening light. My third poem, Replenishing Nature. You sweep our sadness away. Because of the beauty on me you rain. You are as close as the roots to the grass. You save life on earth from start to last. In you we lay good and gay. I'm happy, but I'm sad. You must be thinking I've gone mad. But no, I'm pleased for getting you and sorrowful for losing you. Losing you, buddy, there would be no connection between you and me, for we are who degrading you, having no respect and love for you. You helped us, but we are rebels. We are excited about creating bigger and bigger landfills. Humans, join hands with me in the world in which you be. Pleasant and pretty would be a better look to see nature. Do not be mean. Cure it, make it happier, and make the world better. My fourth poem, Girls Heal the World. Extraordinary powers that shine our future. In the world, she's an unmatched one. She has the strength to cross all hurdles and the spirit to win many laurels. She has the dreams to fly high and pave her right way. She adds a charm to the beauty of the world as she can accept and tackle every problem. She has the happiness to enjoy her life, the generations she brings to light. She raises the world to be better, one step further and further. Such a glorious person in the world is none other than a girl. Raising and empowering these courageous girls help in the bloom and betterment of the world. My fifth poem, The Hands That Held Me Up. Rising in life with shine is what they say and told. In times of wrong things, to be bold, to have a heart calm and cold. To thank them, I am left less and never more. They have made my character with a happiness mold. In their hearts, they have crystals of feelings gold. They take me at a good road, have been the water of the glorious river flow that shines with the glow. Parents are so good. They do extremely wondrous jobs from which I get the successful fruit. My sixth poem, The Deadly Coronavirus. 10 million cases today, 100 million cases tomorrow. Oh, I'm fed up with all these cases. Why not prevent it by just following some basics? Wash your hands with soap every day to become a coronavirus warrior for infinite days. Say bye-bye to hugging, kissing, touching for always, and imbibe in you the Indian culture of saying namaste. Be your own doctor by checking a few ticks. Don't touch your hands to your eyes, nose, or lips. If someone has a dry cough or problem in respiration, just stay away from him for safe preparation. So don't get panic. But if you don't follow these steps, there would be a bigger pandemic. My seventh poem, What is life? Life is the talk of fly and fall, of feeling blissful and dull, the flowers of growing peace, or the actual lock and key. Against your struggles to strongly stand, achieving as much as you can, being generous and living life joyfully, enjoying it greatly. This is the answer to the question, my child. What is life? My eighth poem, The Tree's Emotions When Being Cut. The axe brought to cut the tree. The one cannot resist the tree being glee. The leaves hold themselves in fear, falling crystals of golden green tears. The fruits on it get anxious and depressed, for they are in no proof of why being killed. The branches brown and wonder of resting themselves, cause they are furious at humans for cutting trees. The birds at their homes has nests, which they made with difficulty and less rest. If I know why are they taking away one's body, I would throw the axe and give them sufficient money. The soul calls and cries for not leaving the tree. The body with mercy calls of not being away from the soul for many. The trees for us are remarkably special, which make our life better. The tree is a gift of nature, so to it we should provide great affection. My ninth poem, My Special Christmas. In the chilly morning, the shiny blue sky, I went out to play in the snow, but something has happened as if in a sci-fi. A golden spot lit as I touched my feet to snow. I flew far away from that golden glow. I bounced on a roller, which had attractive gifts, and cute little elves were working hard and had red rosy lips. Ho ho ho, spoke a voice, while I was still on the roller with no joy. The voice was Santa Claus wearing his peculiar red cap and in his hands a big bag with an arresting wrap. But in no seconds before I could ask Santa any question, I reached my home back with popping questions. Was it fiction? The day was Christmas, and we kept sock and cookies and decorated the Christmas tree with shining, dangling bells and with colorful, glistening stars. I felt this Christmas was the best, and I slept wondering what would happen next. I always wished if I had a telescope or a going to space rope. The next wintry morning, I woke up. I opened the gift and it was incredible. I got the telescope I'd always wished for. My 10th poem. It's us who need to protect it. That green hue that covers the world with sympathy and love is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It is the wondrous nature that preserves life on earth to future. It is so admiring. It is so admiring. Its compassion and care has grown stars on the land to raise a better generation. So to it, why not we provide affection? Humans join hands with me to grow a tree, to make its life healthier and glee. It's us who need to protect it, to make its life happier and fit, to save our world, try a bit that can make our future lit. Da 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 da. That green hue that covers the world with sympathy and love is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Who are you to degrade this beauty? Why can't you appreciate this best very? Your one step can take a bigger leap to raise a better generation. So to it, why not we provide affection? Try and try to make a world full of smiles. It's us who need to protect it, to make its life happier and fit, to save our world. Try a bit that can make our future lit. Da 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 da. A beautiful girl. Her hair golden brown in color, blowing against the wind in Wheeler. Her touch as soft as snow, similar to my teddy pillow. Her skin as smooth as milk, but not tasty to lick. Her lips were as red as rose. A sweet fragrance surrounded her from head to toes. Her toes touch the ground like a feather. Her health is much better. She shines as gold as the shine on gold jewelry. This is why she looks calm and pretty. Let's make our earth better. Let's make our earth better. Together, let's bloom the planet and give him love and glee. Throw the waste in the dustbin and make your land clean. Emit less of pollution and make your land green. Look, you and me can save the planet. Let's make our earth better. Let's make our earth better. Together, let's bloom the planet and make it happiest and best. I know you are capable of being fabulous. I know you are capable of being fabulous, changing the next generations in a form that is fantabulous. With your dedication and passion and a desire to achieve it with your great vision. Laughter in your morning that changes your entire day and keeps you blooming. You are exemplary and can reach great heights and bring to the world lights. You are extraordinary because you are the best person I've ever seen. Writing is a passion that adds color to my imagination and gives me the liberty to express my thoughts to the world. It instills confidence and also enhances creativity. Everyone, do not let your voice rest underneath your heart. Wake it up and let the world hear it. It is possible through the magic of writing because a pen is mightier than a sword. So do not fear to speak your opinion, as that opinion can help millions. Thank you. Now I hope that you can ask me questions.
Wow, Prachi, that was amazing. Why don't you, because we had some people join us a little later, why don't you introduce who you are and where you are and how old you are, and maybe a little bit about how you started writing poetry. You may want to talk about that just a little bit again.
Okay. I'm Prachi Kothari. I'm 11 years old from Mumbai, India. I'm the author of the series The Lightning Bulbs of My Heart, a blogger at exemplaryprachi.blogspot.com, a freelance writer at Fiverr, and a young podcaster of Extraordinary World on Earth, where I spread environmental awareness. What inspired me to write poetry? It was a hobby that I discovered through the homework given by our English teacher. In it, we had to write a poem on breakfast. It was a difficult task to rhyme it and make a good poem out of the words. It took me a long time, but finally I'd composed a great poem. My mother recognized my talent and she challenged me to write more wonderful poems. The target was set as 40. Now this number has been made possible. Today I might have written about 400 poems.
Awesome. I want to give members a chance to ask questions. Yes, she did say 400 poems. Amazing. And she started writing when you were 9, writing poetry? Yeah, just a couple years ago. Yeah. So feel free to ask a question, anybody.
Prachi, I wonder if you could tell us about the inspiration for some of the poems that you shared with us. It sounds like there's like things about youth like yourself who are creating change in the world and taking action to do that. If you could talk about that a little bit, that'd be awesome.
So, like, I started to write poems because I looked the things around in the world and I felt that some are the great things and some are things that I need to change. And I wanted to take an action against them. So I started writing fun poems and happy poems, and I also wrote poems that could take action and could make a better world. And that's what I love. That's why I love writing poetry.
And if you want to, what would you say is your sort of biggest mission for writing poetry? Is it about environmentalism? Is it about making people aware of particular issues? Is it about, what would you say? Because I heard a lot of different things in your poetry.
Yeah, so now I'm working on my third book. It's a collection of both poetry and prose blended into an amazing book. And I'm working on my fourth book too. I've written it, and it's about spreading environmental awareness along with changing the view of humanity and to make the world happier and better. I think Tina Hanlon has asked me a question. I feel, yeah, they love poetry because it's short and it has a great rhyme. So people love listening it. And do other children start to write poems after they hear yours? I think no one has started yet, but I hope to spread inspiration among my fellows and get them to writing too.
Thank you. That's an interesting point about how your poems are fairly short. And so it makes them very lively. And I'm sure other children enjoy them as we adults do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie,
Any more questions?
Jamie just put the Amazon link to one of Prachi's books in the chat. And Prachi, I'd also like for you to share your podcast, your blog, your social media, all of that. If you can kind of let us know where to find you, because all of us have social media and can locate you.
Actually, I'm not much on social media.
Well, you're a little young, so yeah.
But you can connect to me at email.
Okay, we can provide the email. That's great. And I was wondering, Prachi, if you have siblings, and I know you said your mom encouraged you to write poetry, but what's been, how has your family responded to your, poetry explosion is what I'm going to call it.
So my elder sister had played a renowned role in my journey, as she guided me at every step, and that's how she supported me and motivated me to write more poems.
Great, awesome. Where do you hope your poems will be? We just had a very, very young poet, well, not as young as you, but read for our presidential inauguration, and that was an amazing thing. So I hope you've looked her up. But where do you want to read your poetry? What's your sort of dream for where you want to share it?
Actually, I would share my poems with to every platform, that because I want to share my poems to the whole world. So every chance I get, I would share my poems there, and I would instill the love of writing and poetry among everyone.
Great. Are you nervous? You have such a stage presence on Zoom even, but do you get nervous before these things?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Bree asked another question. Do you have other friends who write that you collaborate with or write with and brainstorm ideas with?
One friend I have, but she doesn't write poems but stories. So with her, I brainstorm ideas, and we both create many stories together.
Nice. And you had a COVID poem. All of us have been, suffering through this whole pandemic. I want to know how the pandemic has, I don't know if you've had, face-to-face school or if you've been online all year or whatever. So how has that sort of impacted you as an artist? And yeah.
So this pandemic had given me great time to lighten my bulbs of my heart, to explore new things and start to write. And in the lockdown, I got great time to spend my time with poetry, and that's how I wrote so many poems. And I love this lockdown actually.
Yeah. Nice. You like the lockdown. That's
Yeah.
wow. It has given many of us time to focus and do things differently, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, members, does anyone else have a question for Prachi? Well, Prachi, yes, go ahead.
Michelle, I just wanted to say I did record this session. I know there were some people who were having trouble getting into the Zoom. So Prachi, I did record it, and I will make it available along with your resources to our other conference attendees who maybe weren't able to join.
Okay, great.
And Prachi, if I also didn't get the accessibility copy, so if you could send that, we'll make that available and make sure there's a note on there about, yeah.
Okay,
if anybody
I'll share.
wants, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll share with you after the meeting.
Okay,
That's
that
fine.
sounds good. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I will. Is Prachi, is it okay if we share your email with the membership so they can get a hold of you if they'd like? Okay,
Yeah,
and we definitely we'd like to book you in the fall for a Read-A-Rama e-camp on a Saturday, because I think the Read-A-Rama Kids, which is my organization that shares books with kids, will be very excited to hear from you. So we'll make sure that it's not 3 o'clock in the morning when we have you on in Mumbai. So, okay, Mary.
Mary, Jeanette says her son Ronan has a question.
Yes,
hello,
Ronan.
Hello.
What is your favorite kind of poetry?
My favorite kind of poetry is writing about social causes and mainly about environment and happiness.
Ronan, you getting inspired to write some poetry maybe? That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, any other questions while we have Prachi on the line?
I have a comment. I think that idea of writing about happiness is so wonderful. I don't know if we ever hear poets say that, but just that simple idea of writing about happiness is so inspiring, I think. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for those who didn't hear this at the beginning, Prachi, well, I didn't say it in this meeting, but Prachi cold called Jamie Reed to ask if she could read her poetry at our conference. Who am I to stand in the way of that kind of boldness? So Paige and I interviewed Prachi and saw that she would be an excellent addition to our conference just a few weeks ago. And so Prachi, you started something that I think is going to stay with our conference. We have a Creative Kids series, and you are the third in the series for our conference. So I think this would be a fabulous addition to our conference going forward. So thank you for starting something new. You're creating things you didn't even know you created. That's great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Prachi. We wish you all the best and lots of good poetry writing energy through the summer. And we will see you in the future because you have quite a trajectory. So we're excited for what we're going to see from you in the future. Right up there with Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, and best wishes to your family as well, who are supporting you through this journey. So, all right, thank you. Thanks everybody for logging in. I know it's early. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Jamie, I'm gonna do a pad. I meant to do it earlier, but too early and forgot. I'm gonna do a Padlet for Prachi so that members can send her a little message about her poetry. So,
Oh, but you're gonna do a what?
Padlet, which is it's basically a way to leave notes.
Okay.
But it'll just be a link. So
Okay.
yeah.
Lastly, I would like to say thank you so much for inviting me to this great event.
Well, good. Thank you so much for reaching out to us so that we would know about your poetry.
Michelle, could I share one more thing with Prachi real quick?
Yeah.
So Prachi, I work with an organization called Peace Jam that unites youth with Nobel Peace Prize winners like Kailash Satyarthi. And I just put your name in. We have what's called the Billion Acts Awards every year that talks about youth who are working to create change on social issues and things like that. I put your email in so that you can share some of your work on that platform too, and the way that you do that work. And when you do that, it'll put you in consideration for the Billion Acts Awards as well. So watch for an email from that that will put you on a platform with all kinds of youth that are working for change like you are.
Thank you so much. That's so lovely.
Yeah, this may be some other good connections for you. This is a group that has tentacles all over the world for all kinds of different youth organizations. And so I'm hoping this will be a good connection for you as well. So, all right. So anybody who's still on, if you just want to lift the link there and post a note for Prachi, that'd be great. And I'll share it with you when it's all done, Prachi. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else questions?
All right.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
All right. Bye.